Hello, my fellow Fall of the Samurai players, Zaript here. And this is a second replay Bane sent me. It's a fight on a Saga River against Apollo, and I don't know if this is a game 2 or game 3. Oh yeah, difficult to say. So, let's see how it goes. Let's see. Saga River, and the reason why this game is even more interesting than previous one is because it's kinda goes at the same scenario as a game, at least starts with the same scenario as a game between Taika and Prussian, second game on the same map. Apollo brings Miller Rush here. Let's see. So, 3 vanilla Shogitais, I believe. No, one of them Katana Kachi vanilla. So, 2 Shogitais, 1 Katana Kachi, Yari Kachi, Spear Levy, so 3 Spear Levy, 2 Yari Kachi, 1 Katana Kachi, and 2 Shogitais. Kind of balanced build in a sense. As we can see, 8 cavalry units. Let's see now. Yariki Vanilla, Sabre Cavalry Vanilla, and Imperial Guard Cavalry. His gen is... it seems full Bushido but without Heroic Assault. Okay, now. Here we have 2 more Vanilla Yariki, 1 more Vanilla Imperial Guard Cavalry, and 1 more Vanilla Sabre Cavalry. So for Yariki, 2 Sabre Cavalry, 2 Imperial Guard Cavalry. For Apollo, 8 cavalry units. Good idea to go with a Miller Rush. The more cavalry you have, the more line units you can stop from shooting. And 2 Imperial Guard Cavalry is a very cool thing with the Miller Rush thing, because when you come to a very close, if game becomes close, these units become your late game saviors. Okay, now let's take a look at Bane's composition, and let's start with his general, which is some mix between Bushido and Common Gen. Again, Black Tortoise Force here with Yariki level 5, Revolver Cavalry Vanilla, Yariki level 5. Here we have 2 more Yariki level 5 and 3 more Vanilla Revolvers. So 8 cavalry for Bane as well, but 4 of them Vanilla Revolvers. And he have Red BS 150, Black Tortoise Force, and Black Tortoise Force. So let's start with the differences. Now compared to Taika, Apollo have more cavalry. Compared to Prussian Prince, Bane have spread his forces more, that's for certain. And he doesn't have Marines, so defending on this hill would not be that effective for Bane as it was for Prussian Prince, but we will see how it goes. I wonder if... sorry, I already forgot if Apollo hidden all his forces in the forest, because it's strange that Bane didn't react by putting all of his line on this side. It feels like he's a bit late to be here, and you see, he put his line here, but he could have easily gotten 2 waves at least, maybe even 3, in a sense that... But of course, right now Bane doesn't know where attack would go. Through this direction or through this direction. And with this so many units, attack can go even more spread up. Because Apollo with all the spears not that afraid of cavalry, of Bane. Well, we will see. Personally, just build-wise, I would give advantage to Bane. Because 4 Revolver Cavalry, especially considering that Bane have Archery Dojo, 4 Revolver Cavalry would destroy, absolutely decimate this Miller Rush. And what I should say, I'm sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. I'm quite surprised that Bane didn't use his Revolver Cavalry more aggressively at the beginning, considering that he controlling Archery Dojo. I mean, you can just go. There is no line for Apollo. His general cannot shoot, so the only things that Bane have to be afraid of is this Imperial Guard cavalry and the hierarchy of Apollo. But the hierarchy of Bane stronger, so he can put his revolver cavalry close enough and get some shots. I'm sure one Imperial Guard cavalry can be destroyed by revolver cavalry easily. But we didn't see that play attempt. And now, as you can see, Apollo decides to take the same approach as Taika, rushing through this choke point. And I want to make you... it's like a 3-layer terrain here. There is slight protection for units moving here on this side. And you see how awkwardly this Black Tortoise force is positioned. I mean, if you want to take a shrine, why not position them like this or like this? Why put them with a face to the dojo? I'm not sure if this is a good approach. And now, you see, if you remember when such an attack went against Prussian Prince, he had his Marines and 2 line units here, and the United Infantry, the Marine coming from that side. Here, 2 awkwardly positioned, 2 line units, one of them awkwardly positioned, and no cavalry charge from Bane. Look at this. He pulled his cavalry back against one Imperial Guard cavalry. I mean, let's stop this. I can't even imagine what Bane doing right now. This is the most important area of the map. And you see, he's not controlling his cavalry. Let's look at his orders. He's giving orders to his line. And one of his... Oh, man. Well, I can understand this kind of... but here, this is awful. I mean, giving orders to the line when your main asset is cavalry. I'm sorry, I don't understand it. And not being able to stop the rush here, it's instantly it's instant signal for you. They coming so close that sacrifice this freaking unit, sacrifice this hill, give up a shrine, take other defensive position. There is no way to fight here with all these spears coming. Of course, well, if he used his revolver cavalry well, there is a way, but his line is done for. He couldn't get a defensive position on this hill, and this is a huge blunder. I mean, managing lines that I can't even explain it, but how should I put it in the right words? He's trying to manage units on a side where nothing happens. What you can do in such a situation, you keep your camera here, you take your cavalry cards, choose cavalry on your cards, and just send them here. And this one can wait for later, because you have a cavalry fight starting. This is a huge mistake, absolutely huge. Because by this moment, when Apollo started skirmishing with this Imperial Guard cavalry, this revolver cavalry charging it from ahead would destroy this unit. And revolver cavalry not only cheaper, but it would even survive that charge. So this unit should be dead by now. And revolver cavalry, look at this. Still, look how awful this positioning is. This side of a unit not even shooting at the cavalry fight. These 2 revolver cavalry out of the fight. Basically no flanking shots. Now we are talking about it. But even now, look at this. He didn't even get charge bonus at this Yarikachi. I mean, oh man. That's what happened in a game against Duck as well, in the one I casted. Bane have a nice understanding of the theory of the game. He knows what upgrades to take. He have a good compositions and he uses them well. But sometimes, and it's already 2 times in this match, in the first game, and here he read his opponent's main attack direction too late. And he kind of he can't deal well with aggression of his opponent well enough. I mean, this looks so small, these cavalry mistakes. But look, he already have no cavalry. This looks so kind of... Why move his... It's like he's giving up right now. Of course he is not. He thinks that he can do something with this revolver cavalry charging. But disengage your revolver cavalry. Get your line back. Get your cavalry here. Replenish ammunition. And force Apollo to chase you. Then you can get some flanking shots better. Not here where... Look at this. It's like Bane didn't predict this, but now Shrine protecting forces of Apollo from shots of this red beast. 150 range unit. 0 kills. Well, now 13 kills. I mean... And I'm not saying, of course, that Bane is a bad player or something, but this is a 100% his game judging by builds. Of course, there is not such a thing as 100% game, but 85-90% advantage. I would bet on Bane. Just looking at compositions at the beginning on this map, no questions. I would just bet on Bane because he have a cavalry advantage. So basically, Apollo can't really catch him if Bane plays it right. Bane have range advantage, so he can kite through the whole map. And these 2 Imperial Guard cavalry, despite being so useful against 4 revolver cavalry, no. The moment they get a little bit away from the main force, from protection of the spears to harass, revolver cavalry charges, Imperial Guard cavalry get a shot, tries to retreat, and get decimated on a way back. So, I'm sorry. But I mean, if you kind of abstract from all this things, this is quite exciting game. I mean, all these mistakes, they are not because players bad. Oh no, I have seen Bane playing. All these mistakes are because of nervousness. Because even this training match, they played seriously, and they do these mistakes because they too focused. They on other stuff. They try to do much. For example, here I can understand what Bane did. I'm the same sometimes. I kind of think, okay, I will not win with these forces here. I have a second. Let me fast rearrange my forces so they will then participate in the fight. What? My cavalry charge. I need to change. I need to send my cavalry. I need to do this fast. Oh, my cavalry got catched. That happens all the time. So probably the main lesson I can take from this game, to myself of course, something I know but forget sometimes. Compositions are important, micro are important, but a big part of the game, very important part of the game, is attention management. Of course, it would be easier for Bane if he used unrestricted camera. I'm not sure if he did, but you can read his personality through these games. It's difficult for me to talk about Apollo, but about Bane, he's a thinker. He thinks too much. He kind of tries to understand things, and which is why he's sometimes a bit slow to react to when you don't have to understand things. I mean, in such games, when you're fighting against melee rush and in a cavalry fight, you don't have to think. You have to know. You have to know beforehand how engagement will go. And which is why you have to watch a lot of replays. This is why you need these training matches, yeah. That's the whole point. Because the big idea of cavalry supported melee rush is to put opponent in such a position where he have no time to make a decisions. And the hardest decision to make is to disengage when you have some losses already, which Bane couldn't do this time. But look at this. Of course he got more. He killed more than deployed. 1300 against 1000 deployed. But look how many his men he killed. He killed 60 of his own men, which is quite a lot. Well, and quite typical numbers for melee rush. I don't know, so personally I would probably take 3 Shogitais instead of 1 Katana Kachi, but still, if we look at kills, let me see. Yeah, not good. But I have seen games going Katana Kachi killed much more than Shogitais. That happens. Because this Yarikachi certainly killed more, as you can see. Imperial Guard Cavalry, man, as I said, scary unit if you let it shoot. So sometimes you want to even sacrifice maybe 1 Revolver Cavalry, maybe 1 Yarikachi. Even if it would be not cost effective in terms of Kokus. So level 5 Yariki cost more than vanilla Imperial Guard Cavalry. But Imperial Guard Cavalry is way too scary. Sometimes you want to make that exchange. And for Bane, let's see. His 150s, interestingly enough, lead us by the kills, 232 kills. But if you remember, when main force of Bane was already destroyed, this Redbeard still got 0 kills. I mean, the problem with this unit compared to Marines is that they have quite a low morale and they don't have morale aura, so they are not that good in a late game. So when there is nothing left on a map, they will rout pretty soon, and they're not that good against cavalry as Marines. So despite having such a good stats, this unit, I would say, failed this game. I mean, yeah. Well, I hope you... I always try to explain things deeper than... I think I... Oh man, what a stupidity. Revolver Cavalry did well, but man, it could have done so much better in my opinion. So much better. Each of these units could have gotten at least 200 kills if Bane got back, got to archery dojo, and basically he should have kited, because that hill wasn't prepared for defense. But surprisingly good, considering how a couple of these revolver cavalry were actually charged by cavalry of Apollo. So you see a lot of small mistakes as a snowball leading to the loss in this game. So same scenario as a game of Prussian Prince against Taika, but very different outcome. Well, that's probably all I wanted to say. Thank you for watching, guys. See you.